Alrighty then, here we go. So, volume up to 100. Welcome everyone. It's time for another episode of Broken Sword 2, the Smoking Mirror walkthrough and review on the JLR YouTube podcast. So, what has happened? So, this is the fifth. This is going to be the fifth episode. What has happened so far? Well, let's start at the beginning with a little quick review. So we're back with Nico and George from the heroes from Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. If you don't want me to spoil that game for you, then I suggest you stop watching this video and start watching the walkthrough and review videos I made for the first game. If you don't care, then who am I to tell you to do anything? Okay. Anyways, so George and Nico, they're back after they saved the world from the Neo Templars in Shadow of the Templars, and this time around, well. George had to leave for like a half a year back to the States because his father was dying, and then he came back and reunited with Nico. But Nico then wanted to see this Professor Ubier about a Mayan artifact that she received from what was it again? Yes, he wanted to get some evidence from against this guy called Karsak, General Karsak, who is using a company called Condor Transglobal to import what she thought a company that's importing Mayan artifacts, but was actually a cover-up operation for drug smuggling, right? But the evidence that she received was not actually narcotics, but it was this Mayan artifact. So she went with George to meet with this Professor Ubia about a stone that she received. But what happened was George got knocked out, Nico was kidnapped, and George was able to escape this big spider and a burning house, and met with Lobino. Found out more about what the hell, why was he going to this Professor Ubier, and then Lobino actually had the stone and showed it this coyote stone, obsidian stone. And George then later found out that he could he had a Mayan, he had an Mayan artifact that Lobino suggested to talk to Glees at the Glees Gallery about, but then we found out at the Glees Gallery that Professor Ube is the one who provides him with the Mayan artifacts, and after digging around, we found out that he was getting the artifacts from a company called Condor Transglobal, that one company that Karsak is behind, and there was a dock based in Marseille, and in Marseille, George was able to rescue Nico from the clutch of Pablo and Titipoco. Although Titipoco is probably an innocent guy because he was manacled, so he's not there on his free will. And anyway, we got all the information from Nico about what she thought Condor Transglobal really was, but like she said, she only had that stone as evidence, but then we later find out that Condor Transglobal is based in Coramante City, and that's where Uber gets all his Mayan artifacts. So George and Nico decide to just go to Coramante City to see if they can find anything out there. And once there, well, things got very fishy. Like, we had a mining company, they were telling about a mine that got sabotaged. Then we had people telling, there was a ship here with a Condor Transglobal flag, the Mayan princess, and they had the base of operation in Coramante City. But the general who was also part of the police, general tourist information, he was like a jack of all trades. He denied everything, so he was fishy from the start. Okay, something doesn't add up. Then Dwayne and Pearl Henderson were there, and Dwayne was apparently the American tourists from Broken Sword 1, by the way. They were in Syria, and apparently Dwayne is still working for the CIA, although it's still kind of not necessarily true. He said he had a truck full of explosive, but we found out it was actually horse fertilizer, right? With horse apples. So, he was sent there to get that Miguel out of the jail, who was the band player that we thought first was arrested for playing folk music with his band in Coramante, but later on he is most likely an anti-government agent, maybe working for the CIA, maybe working for Dwayne, who knows. Dwayne was there to like find out more about Condor Transglobal, but apparently they disappeared the moment he arrived. But so what happened was George. Okay, oh yeah, Professor Upier was there as well, talking to the general, looking at a map at the bottom of the city, and they were like, okay, we need to find out more what they are talking about. And what happened was Nico distracted the general. We found out what was on the map. It was something to do with the mine, and the lady at the mining company, Consider, was it Garcia something? She said, okay, get the detonator, get Miguel out. We need to find out more what's going on at that mine. Why is the professor so interested in it? And by the way, we confronted the professor. He said he didn't know anything about Nico's abduction, but he did say he's working for Karsak. So anyways, long story short, George got arrested, and the escape, well, it did happen. Like, it was not with the explosive, but like, it was like more like in a Western, like he tied a rope to the cell, like the cell window, like the bars at the cells, and then Dwayne used the truck to pull the wall down, and Miguel had a boat ready for him. Wasn't his name Miguel? Yeah, his name was Miguel. And they went and escaped on a boat. But what happened then was during the night, a chopper, a helicopter shot at the boat and then threw a bomb onto the boat. And then, boom, the boat exploded. George woke up somewhere in the forest. And then heard weird pipe organ music. He went to confront that and saw that there was a big hut, and inside the hut there was this priest. He said he had a French woman who was severely poisoned by a snake bite. The only thing to cure that would be to get a root from the shaman from the village nearby. Although he didn't really want to go there, but we managed to get him. We managed to grease his collar to get there. What happens was we had to give the shaman a present before we could enter, so we gave him the box of dog biscuits, and he seemed to like that. And then we tried to then we smuggled the Mayan stone into the box, and then he really wanted to talk to us. And what we found out there is that this Mayan stone, the Coyote stone, is one of 3 stones that are supposed to be these stones that keep the mean god of death and destruction, Tezcatlipoca, inside the smoking mirror. If those stones are not returned to the Great Pyramid that he lies within, inside the heart of the pyramid, in this smoking mirror, if the stones are not returned before the eclipse, which mark the end of the 5th age, Tezcatlipoca will be able to, basically get out free and cause havoc to the world. So we're back again. We need to save the world. So what happens? We need to collect the other 2 stones. We have the Coyote stone, but there are 2 other stones: the Eagle stone and the Jaguar stone. The Eagle stone was taken by a pirate called Captain Catch, and the Jaguar stone was captured by a Englishman by the name of El Draco. I highly doubt his name is El Draco, but that might be a Spanish name for that English privateer. So what happened? George got the root, saved Nico. We found out the priest had like 8 children in the village or something, or was it 5? I can't remember. Anyways, we saved Nico, and then we told Nico we have to go for the other stones. And what happens is they decide to split. George is going to the Caribbean, where there's an island where Catch retired at, called Catch's Landing. Yeah, there's a place called Catch's Landing. And Nico is probably going, well, to England. That's kind of what George suggested. So, where did we end? Right at the beginning of George's adventure at Catch's Landing. What is it? Catch's Landing, right? And anyways, George is in the Caribbean, and here, let's not to restore. Crying out loud, Johan. Focus! We're in the Caribbean, and we're in search for the Eagle Stone then, that Captain Catch the pirate took from the Spanish. Well, the only stone that reached Spain was the Coyote Stone, and that's the one that we have. But the other two are missing. So, anyways, what's this?
The guy was studying a large document.
A large document, I see. I completely forgot to look at a clock and see the timer. I might have to do... Well, I'll just get the feeling of it if it's over an hour or so.
It looked like a set of plans.
Set of plans. Should I look real quick at the clock? I can't see the clock from here. Never mind. Couldn't even see it from here. The camera's in the way. Oh, I feel so stupid. Let me look at the clock real quick. So professional. 12:22 here. So I'm gonna try to keep it within the hour. I probably started rambling for 10 minutes. So, but okay. So once again, we had the man looking over some plans over here. Then there's a theodolite.
I recognized the instrument as a theodolite, but I had no idea how to operate it.
Can we operate it? We can. The guy's looking away. So, what's that? Something flashing on a pole there. Interesting. Near this house, there's something flashing on a pole. Well, let's talk to this man.
Hi, is this Ketch's Landing?
Yeah, that's right.
My name's George Stobbart. You're a surveyor, right, Mr.
Bronson. And of course I'm a surveyor. Why the hell else would I have a theodolite?
I don't know. Hobby, maybe?
Yeah, right. What brings you here, anyway?
I'm searching for an ancient Mayan artifact.
What is it? Some kind of jewel?
No, it's obsidian. A black stone with supposedly mystic powers.
You're nuts.
What a nice guy. So we can show the Coyote Stone.
This is similar to the stone I'm looking for.
What makes you think you'll find it here?
Because when the stones were stolen in the 17th century...
Hold it! The stones have been lost for 300 years?
Approximately.
And you're hoping to find them again? You're nuts. And why here?
A wise old Indian shaman told me he saw the stones in a vision.
Ha ha. That's rich. Listen, I got work to do, okay?
He is not very entertained by our story. Let's ask about the theodolite.
What are you doing with the theodolite?
Surveying the old house. I got great plans for this place.
Oh, yeah?
You bet. Take a look around. What do you see?
Paradise.
I see opportunity. This place is ripe for development.
I like it just the way it is.
And that's where we differ. You see, Mr. Stobbart, I'm what you might call a man of vision. I see a great future for Ketch's Landing, and it all starts here, with that house.
Let's ask more about it.
How do you survey a house like that?
I put a target reflector on the end of one of the flagpoles up there on the house. I sight on it from various locations through the theodolite, record the angles along the baseline, and triangulate them to give me the exact position of the target. Understand?
Why the end of the flagpole? Wouldn't it have been better on a corner of a wall or something?
Are you a surveyor?
No, my degree's in law.
Then shut up.
Jesus! He doesn't like to be told what to do. Again, George.
Catch you later, Bronson.
His degree is in law. So, anyways, he doesn't seem very friendly, but he's yeah. He plans to do something with that house and this place. What are his ideas? And here we have two ladies and a cat. And the ladder and the door. Let's observe the
Two old ladies were sitting outside the house, enjoying afternoon tea.
All right. What about the cat?
A cute little putty tad. Actually, no. It was a mangy old flea bag. It was busily torturing a red ball.
Red ball. So I'll talk to the ladies. Hey, lady.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stobbart. Would you care for tea?
No, thank you, ma'am. I don't like tea.
I don't like tea. Shall we ask about cats?
Can you tell me anything about Captain Ketch?
More than you can tell me about your great-great-great-great-grandfather, no doubt.
You're his descendants?
Certainly. Captain Ketch was born in Dorset, England, in the reign of King Henry VIII. His family were undistinguished farmers, but young Frederick Ketch decided to go to sea.
We have plenty of seamen in our family, Mr. Stobbart.
Are you interested in history, Mr. Stobbart?
Well, is George... I mean, yes. Haven't we gotten this question before about history? I think so. Yeah, in Broke Sword 1. On the pub in Ireland. I'm pretty sure he asked something about do you like history. Anyways, I mean, yeah, history is a big part of the theme of these games, both the first and the second, so yeah, why not?
Yes, I am.
So why not? Let's ask more about cats.
You were telling me about Captain Ketch. Do go on.
Oh, yes. He sailed under Hawkins.
Jim Hawkins?
John Hawkins, one of the great traders of the Elizabethan age. In 1568, Frederick Ketch was a young man serving aboard the Jesus, Hawkins' flagship. They sailed from England to Africa and across the wide Atlantic to these islands. Ketch was never to see the shores of England again.
Interesting.
How come Ketch never made it home?
Because the Spaniards sank the Jesus in an act of treachery.
I see.
You said Hawkins' fleet traded between Africa and the Indies. What was it they were trading?
Black men with no shirts.
You have to understand, Mr. Stobbart, that this was the 16th century.
But that doesn't alter the fact that Hawkins and Ketch were slavers and pirates.
Would it surprise you to learn that Hawkins was also a devoutly religious man?
He transported slaves in a ship named after Jesus Christ. In my book, that makes him a hypocrite.
Sure does. No excuse. The man was a slaver. All right.
What happened to Ketch? Was he killed?
Oh no. He got away and returned to this island, to this very house.
The Frederick Ketch Memorial Museum.
It's a museum? That could be just what I'm looking for.
Okay. Although, wouldn't a museum like that be cancelled because it's obviously a slaver's museum? Get rid of it. No. Let's ask about the pirate flag.
Is it true Frederick Ketch was a pirate?
Frederick Ketch was emphatically not a pirate.
They hanged him, you know, down there on the beach in front of his family. Didn't bother with a trial, just whipped him out from his breakfast table and hoisted him up in chains.
I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't be. Wouldn't the fact he was a slaver be worse than a pirate? I mean, well, okay. Never mind. Let's ask more about the pirate.
Well, if he wasn't a pirate, what did they hang him for?
Envy. Pure green-eyed envy.
I
He had
doubt
been a
that.
successful privateer, you see, and had accumulated great wealth.
Successful
As
pirate.
rich as a mink in a paddock.
Shut up, Mina.
Yes, Frost.
The small-minded governor and his lackeys wanted his money, trumped up some ridiculous charge about breaking the conditions of his letter of marque, and hanged him like a common thief. The blackguards!
Blackhearts. Let's ask more about the pirate.
Letter of marque?
The document that permitted him to engage and destroy the enemies of the crown. The difference between a lawful privateer and a pirate.
Yoo-hoo! Sorry, Frost.
Well,
Jeez,
why
Cooper.
didn't Ketch just say, take a hike, guys, I've got a pirating license?
Frederick Ketch was not a pirate,
But he did show them his letter of marque.
but they destroyed it and hanged him anyway.
Letter of marque. That sounds very fishy. Like that, you could have something that allows you to destroy the enemies of the crown, but wouldn't you just be able to, do pirating and stuff like that? Anyway, let's ask about the cat.
Is that your cat?
Yes, it is.
That's Ruddles.
Do you like cats, Mr. Stobbart?
He doesn't. We're gonna be honest. He sure doesn't sound like he likes cats, though.
No, I don't.
I thought not.
That's the end of that. Alright. No, I don't. So anyways, can we go and
It was an old house.
inside this museum and see if we can't
It was locked.
lock.
The house is closed.
How come?
It is undergoing refurbishment.
Oh, of course. This must be the place Bronson's surveying.
The intention is to prepare the museum for the new century.
The Frederick Ketch Memorial Museum. It would look nice in neon.
A museum for a pirate? There was a stony silence.
As I have already told you, sir, he was not a pirate. It's precisely this sort of vile misrepresentation that Mr. Bronson is seeking to rebalance.
Oh? How?
Mr. Bronson has kindly agreed to undertake the museum's refurbishment at a very reasonable price. He understands the importance of a sense of history.
Funny. That's not the impression I got of Bronson at all.
He also understands spherical geometry.
Mina?
Well, he does.
Listen, ma'am. I came a long way to visit this place.
If we make an exception in your case, everyone will want to get in.
Pardon me, but I didn't exactly have to fight my way through the crowd.
You're the second visitor we've had today.
No, I'm sorry, but it's impossible.
Second visitor. Who the hell could have been the first one? Someone from Karsak's team? There's a ladder here.
It was a sturdy, extendable ladder.
Could we move the ladder? Alright.
The ladder
Good.
extended easily.
Can we go up the ladder?
You there? What are you doing?
Pardon me, ladies. I was just going to climb your ladder. I'm helping Bronson.
Oh, you're not like him, are you? He's very polite, isn't he, Frost?
He's polite.
And he has dimples when he smiles.
Are we talking about the same guy here? Let's look at the cat. See if we can catch this ball.
Hi,
here.
Puss. Want to play? Hey, cat. Watch where you're putting those claws.
Maybe we should just kill the cat. See what they would do.
It would have been pretty cool to drug the cat, but I didn't have the heart. And besides which, those sisters would kill me.
So there's a
A
tree.
large
right here?
tree stood beside the house, with a suggestive U formed by the branches.
A suggestive U. U as in like a. All right. Let's go down the steps. There's not. I don't think there's nothing else. You can see on the flagpole here.
The flagpole had a reflective target on the end for Bronson to use as a reference point.
So you can see it hanging there on the flagpole. I'm guessing we're gonna have to use that ladder and get whatever that thing is. Let's look at the net.
It was a net left to dry in the sunshine.
Sunshine. I love that. I didn't really have to go through the crowd. It reminds me of a great joke in Blackadder. The actors entering, like the Mrs. Minigan's restaurant, cafe, or whatever, and they're so full of it. And the Blackadder comes. Let me just get through the crowd here. It's obviously no crowd around. Great. Blackadder is fantastic. Maybe we should do all. Let's watch Blackadder together stuff. Anyway, there's a boy here. Who's this
The
boy?
kid looked about 11 or 12. He was
11 or 12?
fishing with the intense concentration of someone who had all the time in the world.
Let's talk to the boy then.
You want to buy some fish?
Nah, I don't like fish. What's your name?
Rio. It means river. What about you?
George. It means, well, it's just a name.
There must be a meaning behind George. It's not just a name. We can ask a lot of questions. Shall we ask him about if he knows anything about cats?
What do you know about Captain Ketch?
Just what everybody knows around here. He was a pirate, and get himself hung.
What's a pirate? See? Even he says it. What about a treasure? Possible treasure that has the Mind Stone in it?
Do you know anything about pirate treasure?
Man, that's all stories. There's no such thing as a real pirate treasure.
No, wait, why is it negative, man? Let's ask him more about
No
it.
school today?
No, sir.
What about your education?
I can fish, sail, and swim. I've been looking after myself since I was 6, and I'm bilingual.
Aren't you a little overqualified for a beach bum?
Well, you know, there's a lot of competition.
Competition for being a beach bum. Let's ask about the ladies.
How come the old ladies closed the museum?
It's Bronson's doing. Him have the plans for redeveloping the museum. They kind of regret it, you know. The man's a crook.
He's a crook. Really? Why? Let's ask him
I
about
think
it.
Bronson is trying to cheat those sweet, vulnerable old ladies.
That's a little unfair, isn't it?
Okay, he's trying to cheat those seriously demented, poisonous old ladies.
You have to admire his acumen.
Okay, so we think this Bronson guy is up to no good. Well, let's find more about what Bronson is doing. Let's look at those plans. What the hell are you planning, Bronson? Let's go over here. Plans. What are your plans, man?
I just had to sneak a look at those plans.
We're gonna just go do it while he's there. He's probably gonna not like that.
Hey, get out of there.
You know, wherever I go, I hear those words. Paris, Syria, Ireland, or Spain. Makes no difference.
What do you think you're doing?
I was trying to show some interest in your project.
Paris, who said get out of there? Many people, I think. Ireland, we had a guy from the haystack and stuff like that. In Syria, probably. Who said it in Syria? The guy with no tongue. Yeah, all over the place. So we're not able to use the look at the plants. My mind went just numb there. So now we can ask him a lot of things. Let's ask about the plans.
Can I take a look at your plans?
No way. What interest would they be to you, anyhow?
I've always had a secret desire to be a surveyor.
You have?
Sure. I mean, you surveyors are just like the great explorers, aren't you? Henry the Navigator, Vasco da Gama, Chris Columbus. Maybe you don't sail uncharted seas or discover new continents, but you're okay in my book.
Horse shit. You just stay away from those plans, you hear? Say, was that kid giving you trouble?
The Fisher boy? No, he was very polite.
Ha! He's a juvenile delinquent. I suppose he told you I was a crook.
Shall we be honest? I've always played honest George up to this point. Yeah, why not? He told us you were a crook, and we kind of believe him. So what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, he did, now you mention it.
One of these days, that kid's gonna have a boating accident. Even if I have to hold his head under myself.
Jesus! So he's gonna try to murder the boy? Okay, this guy is a piece of shit. I feel like saying, like Norm Macdonald, you know, it says, don't... I'm gonna blow this up. Basically, when he goes on a rant about a guy being really mean, really bad guys, talks about, like, what was his name? The Gray Man. Man who killed and raped African Americans and disabled people. And then in the end he said, you know, this guy, he sounds like a real jerk. So this guy is a real jerk like that. Sounds like a real jerk. Okay, let's ask about the ladies.
Tell me about the two old ladies.
Who? The Ketch sisters. One of them's crazy as a coot, and the other will turn you to stone if you're not careful.
Alright, he has a
Catch you later,
really
Bronson.
bad attitude towards the old ladies that they say he's such a nice guy. I don't think they should know the truth. Shall we talk to them once again? Let's ask him about Rio. Rio or the cat? I'm gonna ask
I've
about Rio.
been talking to Rio, the little Fisher boy.
I'll thank you not to mention that little wretch in my presence.
Dirty little whelk. Nasty fishy boy.
That will do, Mina.
Like, you know, your fucking ancestor was a slaver, and now you're like talking about this poor, you know, his people that were brought. Like, what was it? What was the line that Malcolm X said? Plymouth Rock landed on us, right? So the Cat's Landing landed on him and his people, and you're talking about him as the little rats. You're the fucking rats. I like Rio much more than they.
I gather you don't have much time for the little boy.
That child is a delinquent, Mr. Stobbart.
Yeah.
What? What do you do?
He's only, what, 11, maybe?
A knave with one hand on the tops.
What the hell has he done?
What is it about Rio that you don't like, Miss Frost?
Well, once upon a time, he and Emily...
Be quiet this instant, Mina.
Who is Emily?
What can you tell me about Emily?
Emily? What business can she be of yours?
Her parents were killed in a typhoon.
We, as her only living relatives, took it upon ourselves to raise the child.
That's good to know Charity isn't dead.
Oh, but she is. Washed overboard in the typhoon.
Mr. Stobbart wasn't talking about Emily's mother. He was being sarcastic.
We took it upon ourselves to raise her. Alright, so has she been raised? Are you not raising her at the moment, or what?
What else can you tell me about Emily?
How dare you pry into our family in this way? I refuse to answer any more of your impertinent questions.
None of our business, is it? Okay. We can ask about the cat again?
You're really fond of that cat, aren't you?
He is our companion and our solace.
I thought about catnapping the little monster until they let me in, but it wasn't my style. Maybe there was some other way I could use their affection for the cat to get me into the house.
Alright. What about Emily once again?
Okay, it was time for diversionary tactics.
Ooh.
I thought I saw a little girl down on the beach.
You must be mistaken.
He must be mistaken. Mustn't he, Frost?
I'm sure I'm not. A little girl and that young fisher boy.
What? It's not possible. What were they doing?
Oh, the kinds of things that all little boys and girls get up to at their age.
When I was a little girl, we used to play cows and milkmaids.
Woe betide you if you're lying to us, Mr. Stobbart. Heaven help you.
Like heaven helped the pirate cats? What? That's impossible. They're saying it's impossible that this girl might be with the boy. Well, he didn't really say Emily. He just said
With a
he saw
creak
little
of
girl.
ancient corsetry, the sisters sailed majestically over the distant horizon.
So the sisters are gone. They're no longer by the house. So now we can try to see if we can get through the door. But it was probably locked, right? Okay.
It was locked.
We can go up the ladder now. Nobody's stopping us. And let's see, can we reach the flagpole? No. It is too far to go.
I couldn't reach the flagpole, and a bush stopped me from moving the ladder across.
But this bush is in the way from moving the ladder closer to the actual flag. That means we're not gonna get it that way. So how are we gonna get it? With the ball, maybe? So try the coal? Throw it at the
Nah,
marker?
I didn't have the throwing strength to knock the marker off.
Really? What about for the ball? Can we get the ball? Cat, please. Can we get the ball?
I wasn't going to risk further laceration by the cat's claws.
No. How are we gonna get that thing? With the darts? I don't know.
Nah, I didn't have the throwing strength to knock the marker off.
No, it doesn't matter what we'll use here. Let's
I
look at
couldn't
the
think
tree.
of any reason to climb the tree.
We're not gonna climb the tree. Is there something we can use with the tree? The coal? No. Nothing much else we can do here. So we check on the boy if the old ladies have done something to him. They're descendants of slavers. I mean, I'm technically
Did
speaking.
you see the weird sisters come by here?
Did I? They look madder than usual, so I hide until they're gone by.
Just as well. They thought you were playing with Emily. Boy, were they steamed.
Emily, you're madder than them.
Emily, you're madder than them. It's George crazy for suggesting that. Let's ask about Emily.
Tell me about your friend Emily.
Why are you so interested in Emily Ketch?
Emily Ketch? A descendant of Captain Ketch, the pirate?
Yeah,
What, doesn't bother you?
why should it? We don't responsible for our ancestors.
Thank you. Oh. Rio. Word of wisdom. What a nice boy. Let's ask about the plans.
Will you help me get those plans?
I don't want to go nowhere near that man. He promised to drown me when he found the fish I left in his sleeping bag.
Okay, that's a delinquent. That's something that a delinquent would do. That's kind of fun. Alright, what about the fish?
Can you let me have a fish, kid?
I thought you say you don't like fish.
It's not for me. It's a present.
For the old ladies? Well, it makes a change from flowers and candy.
No, it's for their cat.
Okay. What do I get out of it?
I can pay you. I've got Quarramontian dollars, French francs, and traveler's checks.
You must be joking. The nearest bank is 3 islands away.
3 islands away. Well, a good bait. It has to be the worm, right? Or we could maybe go with the panties, but let's use the worm.
Is this worm worth a fish?
Could be good bait. How did it die?
I think it drowned in tequila.
Just like my Uncle Gabriel. Yeah, I'll have that.
Nice. But
Okay, I'll get you a fish. It might take a while though.
Might take a while. So what does that mean? We need to go for a while? It says it might take a while. I guess we can talk to Bronson about what he just saw, if he saw the ladies come by.
Did you see the sisters go by?
Yeah, they wanted to string that Fisher brat up. Of course, I told them where to find him,
Yeah.
A fink as well as a creep.
And
Nice.
a snitch.
but
yeah.
he'd managed to vanish somehow.
Okay, that's about it.
Bronson.
That's about it. I mean, there's nothing else we can do really with the man here, but if we... Shall we just go back to Rio and see if we've caught something? Let's ask Rio.
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the boy.
Okay, so there's nothing we really can do at the moment. We gave him his bait. Not sure really. Maybe should we go? Should we leave the area? Go up the steps? See if we can't. Well, there's nothing here. Maybe we just need to go back down and see if we caught something in the meantime. I mean, the only thing I can think of. Let's look at the boat.
It was Rio.
Is there anything
It was
in
a
the boat?
seaworthy little craft, in bad need of a coat of paint, but spotlessly clean and maintained.
All right. Is there
I didn't know
anything
the
in
first thing about sailing a dinghy.
Let's talk to Rio again. All right. Any luck with the fish?
No luck with a fish?
No, man. They don't want bite. That's cause they know there's a storm brewing.
Storm? I don't think so.
Hey, I got a bite.
You have?
It's a
got a
big
bite?
one. A real big one.
Reel him in, Rio. Jeez, it must be a whale or something.
A whale? No, more like a wheel than a whale.
Rustiest whale I ever see.
Good one. Let's ask about the fish.
I still need a fish, Rio.
Okay, make me try again.
Maybe you better change your bait.
You want the panties instead of the worm? Let's look at this bicycle.
It was half a rusting bicycle frame.
Okay.
The only serviceable part of the bicycle's wreck was a rubber inner tube. You just never know when you're going to need stuff like that.
Rubber inner tube. Okay. What could we use the tube for? Hey, look at this. Didn't you cut a fish? Rio.
There's a fish, my man.
I can't put it in my pocket while it's flapping about like that.
No problem.
Damn. He knocked that fish out pretty badly. Once again, those magical pockets that George has. Just put the fish back in there. Alright. Let's see, we have fish now. Do we want to give it to the cat already? Or do... Well... I guess... Let me just save it. We keep pressing the wrong button. Alright, so... save. So I'm just going to show you what happens if I just give him the fish. Right? Here, cat, get your fish.
Cat. You don't deserve this, but here's a little fish.
Right? He eats the fish in one
The
bite
little
or
monster
something.
ate the fish, but never strayed far from the ball.
So we were never able to pick up the ball. So what happens in this case, we need to go back to Rio and get another fish. I don't want to do that. We hold the game here. And we know that we're not going to be able to give him the fish directly. No, don't go away! Silly coot. Silly coot. Let's go near this. Look at this tree here, right?
A large tree stood beside the house with a suggestive U formed by the branches.
Making the suggested U. So he doesn't have the arm strength to take that thing down, so what about...
It was the old inner tube from the bicycle which Rio had fished from the sea. 3 feet of slightly perished rubber. Bound to be useful for something.
Bound to be useful for something. I'll tell you what's useful for. We're gonna make this Goliath slingshot. No, slingshot is a different... That's the one that you kind of do... Wait, slingshot's the one that you kind of, you know...
The inner tube hung between the 2 branches.
I'm now completely stumped. Slingshot is the one that kind of... Where is it? That's... I can't... Why am I even talking? I cannot talk. Let's use the coal.
I put my lucky lump of coal in the catapult.
God damn it. Well, is it a catapult that big?
Took aim.
No!
No! My lucky piece of coal vanished into the distance. It looked like it was going into orbit.
Orbit? That far? So, the coal is not going to work. What about the dart? No, that's not going to work. We're going to need that ball. But how are we going to get the ball from the cat? Well, what about if we just take the inner tube off again? And let's see if we can't... Maybe we can connect the tube with the fish?
I'd better think this through.
No, we gotta think this through a little bit. What about on the flagpole that's near the ladder? That's a catapult.
I
like
couldn't
this.
reach it.
Then go up the ladder, you dumb idiot. Slingshot is one that you're gonna twist, you know, swing around and then throw it. And then the catapult is more like, yeah. Never mind. Flagpole. There we go. So now the tube is on the flagpole. Now we probably could tie the fish to
I'd
the
have to do that from the ground.
Oh my god, then go to the ground then. Ugh. Put the fish on the inner tube. Tie it up.
That should get the old cat dancing.
Yes,
I just hoped
indeed.
it didn't give itself a cardiac.
Jesus, isn't that old? We got the ball. Now let's go up the ladder again. Make sure the cat gets his fish. Have him sleeping with the fishes. No. To do that. Here he goes. And Voila. Cat goes to eat a fish. I am sorry. All right. So now we have the red ball instead of the coal. That's probably, the ball is probably going to work better. Let's see. Make the catapult ready.
I put the ball in the catapult.
All right. You can do it, George.
Took aim.
Yay!
Yes! Okay, so it was a lucky shot, but I'd knocked the theodolite target clean off the end of the flagpole.
Uh-oh. Bronson doesn't see this. He's coming. And he's probably gonna be pissed. Let's see. Menacing music. What are you gonna do, Bronson?
What the hell's going on here?
Hi, Bronson. Nice to see you, too.
You again. Have you been screwing around with my theodolite target? Where is it? I had to climb out of the window to put that one on. Damn it, I'm gonna have to go through all that again.
Not this time. The house is locked up and the sisters aren't here.
Hell's teeth! I'll have to put the spare target on the other flagpole. A whole morning's work wasted. I'm gonna fix all this and then I'm gonna fix you, you hear?
Yeah? Fine. I'll be waiting.
Such a tough guy. Boy, I would strangle that motherfucker if I could. Never mind. He's going to the other flagpole then. And he's going to try to put on the target there, but... What if we just take the ladder away from him? What happens then? Try to get down now, motherfucker.
Ah!
Oh, he almost fell. He's hanging on the pole, and the target
What you doing,
fell down.
Bronson? Just hanging around?
I'm gonna kill you for this, Stobbart! Get me down from here!
What, so you can kill me? Gee, you talked me out of it, Bronson. I felt a little guilty about leaving Bronson up there, but not much, obviously.
He deserved that. Let's look at Bronson.
Bronson was dangling from the flagpole like the worm on Rio's fishing pole.
What comes around goes around. Let's get this marker then.
It was Bronson's surveying target. He must have dropped it when he had his accident. The marker was a bright, shiny thing, and I have a weakness for bright, shiny things.
Do we think we
It
need
wasn't going to be much use without the theodolite, though.
Well, we'll get the theodolite then. Do we need the inner
The
tube?
novelty value of having an inner tube in my pocket had worn off. I left it there.
Right. It has served its purpose, but we'll get the theodolite. That's for sure. And there it is. Now we're gonna see the real magic of George's pockets. Look at that. Whoa. Just... doesn't make any goddamn sense. So the legs could stretch. They could just go inside the camera. Like, isn't it kind of a camera? Well, I mean, a lens or something in the theodolite. So the tripod thing just, the legs just go straight into that, and then he puts it into his pocket. And yeah, there's not a bulge to be found. These pockets are great. Now let's look at the
It
plans.
looked like a set of plans.
Well, then let's pick them up. George?
With Bronson out of the way, I could finally get a clear look at the plans.
All right.
Engineers' drawings didn't mean much to me, but one thing was clear. These plans were for a 5-story, 200-roomed, luxury, pirate-themed hotel. Another stain on the bedspread of paradise.
You think that's what the sisters wanted? The old ladies? A pirate-themed hotel? Let's go up the steps. There they are.
You
Back
there!
again.
Why is Mr. Bronson hanging from that flagpole?
He climbed up there of his own accord.
Then help him, you stupid man! Quickly, before he falls!
No, let's first talk to you.
Hi, could I ask...
Never mind that! Help poor Mr. Bronson!
Will you just shut up and look at the plans? Jesus.
Bronson's plans.
Look at what the man is doing.
This means nothing to me.
Really?
She's not wearing her reading glasses.
Ah, wait. Yes, I see now. I see it all too clearly. That man is planning to build a huge hotel. Bronson is a confidence trickster. Mina, we have been duped. I'm glad we didn't sign his contract.
Oh, I hate tricksters, especially confident ones.
Come, Mina.
I highly doubt that you could trick someone to build a big hotel. Or I don't know. Maybe they're that dumb.
Mr. Bronson, you may consider yourself persona non grata.
Yes. Cave Canum.
Kindly disentangle yourself from our flagpole and eject yourself from our property this very minute.
Disentangle. Eject.
Hey, cut that out, you crazy old bat!
How dare you! Mina isn't crazy, she's just engagingly eccentric.
Yeah, as a bedbug. Ouch!
Lovely as this little vista is, I'd be really grateful if you could let me into the museum now.
Certainly, young man. We are most grateful to you for exposing this scoundrel, Mina the Lock.
Thank you. We were allowed into the museum because we helped them out.
Thanks, ladies.
Stobbart, be a pal. Get these harpies off me.
Is that a umbrella? Why? But it's not raining. Why would she have an umbrella to hit Bronson with? Or was he going for his junk? Anyways, George is allowed to go into the museum.
While George was basking in the sun-drenched Caribbean, I went to London.
London?
It was a long shot, but I thought I'd start my search for the Jaguar stone at the British Museum.
And there we go. Now we're playing Nico in search of the Jaguar stone in London. The British Museum. Well, I mean, I guess you would get artifacts there. Seems to be a lot of things here. Are those the same girls?
The two Japanese girls were inexplicably amused by something.
Are those the same girls that were at the Glees gallery in Paris? I mean, they're probably Euro tripping, if that's the case.
Bonjour. I wonder if you could help me.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
What's so funny? Oh, never mind.
Did Charles Cecil experience Japanese tourists just laughing at him? I mean, sometimes I live in Japan and sometimes they do laugh out of no reason, but not all the time. Is it morning? What the hell? Was that a sneeze? Sounded like the sneeze from the guy in Ireland. Jeez. That's weird. So there's an attendant. Let's talk to the attendant.
The attendant didn't show it, but I sensed he was watching my every move.
Well, if you're watching us so much, why don't you just talk to us?
Can I help you, miss?
Let's ask about... I'm guessing this is El Draco.
Have you ever heard of an English sea captain called El Draco?
El Draco? Not a very English name.
No, it's not.
I think that's what the Spanish would have called him. It was about the time of the conquistadors.
16th century. Oh, I know. That's what the Spanish called Sir Francis Drake.
Francis Drake? Have you got anything here that belonged to him?
Indeed, miss. We have a couple of artifacts he brought back from one of his journeys.
Oh, so Sir
Thank
Francis
you.
Drake.
You've been most helpful.
Francis Drake has things around this place that he brought from his journey. What is it? The only thing that Nico has is this bag. And she's looking in through the
There
bag.
was nothing very useful in my bag. Just a single hair clip.
A hair clip. And we can look at this hair
It was
clip.
a hair clip.
Okay. Who's laughing about? Look at the statue.
There was a huge carving of somebody who must have been important once.
Once. Another
The
statue.
carving looked Buddhist in subject, but Mesoamerican in execution.
Interesting. You know, you do wonder what the relationship is between Native Americans and the East Asian countries. Because there was an ice bridge many, many years ago that connected the continents, but yeah. But then again, you know, completely different races, I suppose. Well, we're all the human race. Well, Stop talking. There's a cabinet. That's the sneeze from Ireland. That's the guy from Ireland sneezing. Alright, what's there?
It was a small flat square of polished obsidian. Nothing like the one I was looking for. According to the caption, this was the scrying mirror given to Dr. John Dee by Sir Francis Drake.
Given to Dr. John Dee by Sir Francis Drake. Scrying mirror. It is obsidian, but it's not the stone that we're looking for. Folks, what are we looking for? This statue? No, probably
The
not.
carving looked Central or South American in style, perhaps Aztec.
Perhaps Aztec. Any closer to where we need to go? I'm not going to talk to the girls again. Where's this curtain?
It was a woven wall hanging with a South American design.
Okay. There's something over here. In this cabinet. What could it be?
It was a stone identical in size and style to the coyote stone. However, this stone bore the image of a jaguar.
That's it. That is the jaguar stone, folks. How are we gonna reach that stone? Can we open the cabinet?
The cabinet was locked.
It is locked. Do we use a hair clip to open it, or?
That's the kind of thing Georges would do. Not me.
Okay. Could we borrow the stone, perhaps, attendant? Let's see. Wait, that's the picture of the eagle stone, not the jaguar stone. Why is the eagle stone? Well, anyways, let's ask about
What can you tell me about that stone with a jaguar on it?
Why
The
is it the
so-called
eagle?
jaguar stone was brought back from the Americas by Sir Francis Drake and presented, with, as you already know, the more famous scrying mirror, to John Dee.
What's this scrying mirror?
It's a little square of polished obsidian. Mine it is.
And what does it do?
Well, it's a bit like a crystal ball, except flat and black. And you can't see anything in it. Old man Dee had a psychic who reckoned he could speak to the angels through it. I think he was taking Dee for a ride myself. The old loony didn't like the stone, though. Reckoned it was tainted by the devil. Come along, miss. I'll show you the mirror.
I've already... Oh, never
We
mind.
just saw the mirror. We're more interested into the stone. Even though this mirror is supposed to be more famous.
John Dee's famous scrying mirror, given to him by Francis Drake.
Do you know if this mirror has any relevance to Tezcatlipoca?
Who? Tis like... I can't even say it. There's someone here who'll be able to help you better than me.
There's someone here who can help us better? Who could that be? Professor.
This young lady has
Oulier.
some questions to ask, Professor. I think she's from France.
Professor Roubillier?
Eh? What?
You two know each other, do you?
Oh, the phone is ringing. On the wall there.
Excuse me, the telephone.
Santé. We meet again, Professor.
We meet again.
Mademoiselle? France, eh?
Yes, I believe that's where you live, Professor.
I have a house there, on the outskirts of Paris, but I haven't been back for many months.
Why are they speaking in English? Obviously, for the game's sake. So we ask about the Jaguar Stone. Are you here for the Jaguar Stone as well? Are you here for Karsak? You
What
said you're
can you
working
tell
for
me
him.
about the jaguar stone, Professor?
It's obsidian, from the Chichen Itza region.
I see. What else? The guy's done on the phone.
Professor Oulier, your taxi's here.
If you'll
A taxi?
excuse me, I have some urgent business to attend to at the docks.
At the docks. Okay, thanks for telling us about that. Now, will you show us the damn stone
Can you
already?
answer me some questions about the jaguar
Why
stone?
is this the eagle stone icon?
Certainly, miss. If you just step this way.
When you talk to Ubia, you get the Jaguar Stone icon, but we get the Eagle Stone icon for... Oh, never mind.
It's gone. Some sods half-inched it.
Half-inched it?
Half-inched?
Stolen it, miss. Never mind. The silent alarm will have been tripped. I'm afraid nobody can leave until our crack security team gets here.
How long will that take?
Could be a while. I think it's their tea break.
The thief could be miles away by then.
Don't you worry about that, miss. Just don't try to leave.
It was too much of a coincidence that Oublier showed up and the stone promptly disappeared. I didn't have time for their crack security team to finish their tea. I had to get after him.
That you have to do, Nico. Let's just tell the attendant, look, Oublier took it.
I didn't steal the stone. I was nowhere near it.
So who do you suppose did steal it?
We can blame him or the Japanese girls, but it's obviously, we're going to be honest. It has to be Professor Oublier.
It must have been Oublier.
Huh! Begging your pardon, but he's a man of letters. A professor.
So was Moriarty. Man of letters or not, he's your culprit.
What about the ship? Probably reference to the dock.
Don't you think it's suspicious that Oublier has urgent business at the docks?
Not in the slightest, young lady. He's gone to oversee the unloading of cargo, an exhibition of Mayan sculpture on loan from Mexico City.
What's the name of the ship?
The Xibalba Princess, moored down by Tower Bridge. Why do you ask?
Just wondering.
That's probably information that we needed.
I
We're gonna
didn't
go
think
after
the
him.
museum attendant would be interested in a hair grip.
Then
Not
why is-
even a cute one like this.
Then why is it even an
Thank
option?
you. You've been most helpful.
Never mind. Alright, so we know where Oublier is going, but let's look at the cabinet.
There was a small key in the lock.
Open the key? Open the key. Get the key? So if we have the key, let's ask the... Maybe if we show him the key, he'll know that it was Professor Oublier, right?
Look at this. The thief left this key in the cabinet.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That makes the theft an inside job, right?
Oh dear.
Oh,
In other words, the thief was Professor Oublier.
Well, let's leave that for the police to decide, shall we? I better phone them right away.
Oh, we got him out of the way. So he's going to phone the police. Tell them someone's half-inced it. As in, stolen, whatever.
Hello?
I knew I had nothing to worry about if the police were called.
Yes, I'll hold.
But I had to catch up with Oublier, and fast.
Oublier. We need to get... Can we live? Live? Yes, we can live. But can we leave?
I'm sorry, miss, but I shall have to ask you to stay.
Oh, but surely you don't suspect me of stealing the stone?
No, but you will have to make a statement to the police. You're a witness.
Damn it. He's not going to allow us to leave. Well, what about this curtain here? So we'll look. If there's an exit over there, where Oublier might have gone through. No? There is an exit. What happens if we try to open it?
The doors were securely locked.
Securely locked. Can we open with the key?
The doors were securely locked.
No. Can we open with the hair clip?
The doors were securely locked.
All right. We need something else to open the door. What on earth could that be? Let's find out. What's in this display?
The display case contained a couple of vases.
Vases? We're not going to use vases. What's over there?
The cabinet contained a dagger decorated with Mayan designs.
Dagger. That dagger could maybe be useful, right? We'll use the key.
The key unlocked the case.
Then let's open the case and get the dagger. Now we're stealing. Look at the dagger.
It was an obsidian dagger, thin and razor sharp.
Razor sharp. Obsidian. That seems very powerful. Alright. Let's get back to the curtain and let's see if we can open this exit with this dagger then. Hello!
I levered the handle open with the thin dagger.
Nicely done. We're off. Off to catch Professor Oublier. Meanwhile, back in the Caribbean, we go back to where George is. Folks, I think this is probably a good time to end.
The room had been decorated to resemble the interior of a sailing ship. It was disturbingly effective.
Sounds very nice. So I think we'll end it here. Let me just save real quick. There we go. And I'll just end it here. So, did I save? Yeah, I saved. Save again. All right, so we'll end it here. So, both George and Nico have advanced a little bit in their search for the two other missing Mayan stones that are supposed to keep Tezcatlipoca out from getting out of the smoking mirror. So, we'll continue again next time with George as he is inside the Ketch's museum. Maybe in this museum will we find the stone like Nico saw the jaguar stone at the British Museum? I highly doubt that. It's probably going to take a little bit more investigation. But anyways, so next time we'll continue as George and Nico, both in their separate places. George trying to find out more information about the Eagle Stone in this pirate museum. And then Nico on her way to the docks, probably tried to catch up with Professor Ubi, who definitely stole the Jaguar Stone from the British Museum. But that will continue next time. So until then, time to end this. So you guys take care, see you, and stay tuned for more episodes on the JLR, for more Broken Sword 2, the Smoking Mirror walkthrough and review episodes here on the JLR YouTube podcast. You have a nice day. See you. Goodbye. Bye-bye.